I tested every Samsung Soundbar 2025, and what I found shocked me. Samsung just dropped their 2025 soundbars, and they're next level. Smarter AI tuning, crystal clear dialogue, and Atmos that feels effortless. From budget beasts to cinematic powerhouses, these are the top 5 Samsung soundbars of 2025. Stick around. Number 1 is seriously wild. Number 5, Samsung HW Q700D 2025 edition. Design and setup, the Q700D keeps Samsung's clean, matte metal finish, but refines it with smoother edges and slimmer height, so it slides perfectly under any modern TV. Setup is near instant thanks to auto EQ and SmartThings integration, letting the bar measure your room and balance sound automatically. Audio and power. This is a 3.1.2 channel system pushing around 320 watts RMS, powered by 2 upward-firing Atmos drivers and a dedicated wireless subwoofer. Voices lock cleanly to the screen, and the new Voice Adaptive Sound Pro ensures dialogue stays sharp even during heavy action scenes. Bass performance is solid for the size, tight, punchy, and surprisingly deep. The sub's dual-vented chamber hits around 35 Hz without muddying the mids, giving you real cinematic kick for movie nights or gaming. Features and performance. Samsung's AI Adaptive Sound Plus and Quantum Sound Gen 2 processing automatically fine-tune EQ to whatever you're watching. With Atmos content, effects glide naturally overhead and across the room. Q Symphony 3.0 syncs the soundbar with compatible Samsung TV speakers, expanding the soundstage even further. For gamers, Game Mode Pro adds instant directional clarity, while HDMI 2.1 eARC, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Vision pass-through future-proof the bar for next-gen consoles. Verdict: the Samsung HW Q700D lands at number 5 because it perfectly balances cost, clarity, and immersion. It's the best entry point into Samsung's Atmos ecosystem. Refined design, simple setup, and real spatial performance without complexity. If you're moving up from basic TV audio, this bar transforms movie nights and gaming sessions into true cinematic experiences. Powerful yet practical, exactly how Samsung intended. Number 4, Samsung HW Q800D 2025 edition. Moving up the ladder, number 4 takes everything the Q700D did right and cranks it higher, louder, and smarter. The Samsung HW Q800D 2025 edition is where Atmos immersion starts to feel genuinely multidimensional. It's designed for users who want cinematic performance without building a full surround setup. Design and setup, the Q800D carries that same sleek matte finish, but now features laser-cut acoustic vents and a slightly wider front stage. It blends perfectly beneath large 65, 77-inch TVs and gives off a premium minimalist look. Setup is plug-and-play with SmartThings auto calibration. The soundbar analyzes room acoustics using AI microphones, then tailors output for reflections, ceiling height, and furniture layout. Audio and power. This soundbar upgrades to a 5.1.2 channel system with about 360 watts RMS output. The added dedicated side-firing drivers instantly widen the soundstage, making action scenes feel broader and more detailed. The wireless subwoofer here gets a bigger cabinet and improved amplification, cleaner low-end response, especially in larger rooms. Bass notes punch hard but stay tight, even at higher volumes. Sound performance. The Q800D thrives on precision. Dolby Atmos effects are well-defined, and the mid-range clarity is exceptional for dialogue-driven content. Samsung's Q Symphony 3.0 tech still links with compatible TVs to expand audio beyond the bar, essentially turning your whole front wall into a projection of sound. The AI Sound Pro Plus engine detects what you're watching, from games to dramas, and shifts tonal balance dynamically. In testing, It handled quiet dialogue scenes with subtlety and then exploded into dynamic, layered Atmos during action sequences. Connectivity and features: expect HDMI 2.1 eARC, 4K 120Hz pass-through, HDR10+, and full Dolby Vision support. Wi-Fi 6E connectivity ensures faster streaming with zero lag for AirPlay 2 and Spotify Connect. Gamers will love Game Mode Pro, which delivers positional audio with pinpoint accuracy. Every footstep or gunfire direction feels mapped perfectly across the room. Verdict: the Samsung HW Q800D 2025 edition earns its place at number 4 for being the enthusiast choice. It's compact but cinematic, detailed yet muscular. For most living rooms, it's the sweet spot. Enough firepower to fill the space, refined tuning to keep voices natural, and the flexibility to pair with Samsung TVs for full Atmos energy. If the Q700D was a great start, the Q800D is where the experience really becomes theater grade. Number 3. Samsung HW Q930D 2025 edition. Stepping into the top 3, we reach the point where Samsung's engineering starts feeling truly cinematic. The Samsung HW Q930D 2025 edition builds on the Q800D's clean precision and adds a full layer of surround immersion that finally bridges the gap between soundbar and home theater. Design and setup: the Q930D's design stays familiar. Matte black metal grille, sharp edges, and a low-profile form. But it's what comes in the box that changes everything. You now get true wireless rear speakers, each equipped with up-firing height drivers, creating a legitimate 9.1.4 channel system. Setup remains simple. Plug in the rears and sub, and the bar automatically syncs through Samsung's low-latency wireless link. No manual pairing or cable clutter needed. Within minutes, your room transforms into a 3D sound bubble. Sound and performance: this model hits a power output of roughly 540 watts, giving you bold, articulate dynamics even in larger spaces. The rear Atmos channels lift effects vertically and behind the listener. Raindrops, aircraft flyovers, or ambient city noise actually feel like they exist in real space. Dialogue sits firmly in the center, while bass from the upgraded 8-inch subwoofer anchors everything with clean depth. Samsung SpaceFit Sound Pro calibrates levels automatically, balancing reflections from walls and ceilings for even coverage across the room. Technology and features: the Q930D fully supports Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, with AI Sound Pro 3.0 handling upmixing for non-Atmos content. This means even standard TV shows or YouTube clips gain width and spatial layering. Connectivity includes HDMI 2.1 eARC, VRR pass-through, HDR10+, and Dolby Vision compatibility. Wi-Fi 6E brings smoother streaming and instant Spotify or Apple Music handoff for mobile devices. Gamers also get a boost with Game Mode Pro Plus, giving positional cues that track movement precisely without artificial exaggeration. Real-world experience: what makes the Q930D stand out isn't just volume, it's balance. Explosions carry power but don't muddy voices. Ambient effects glide above you instead of just around you. Watching a movie like Top Gun, Maverick, or a high-budget Netflix series reveals the true benefit of having discrete wireless rears. It's the model where you stop thinking, "That's good for a soundbar," and start saying, "That sounds like a full theater." Verdict: the Samsung HW Q930D 2025 edition represents Samsung's sweet spot for enthusiasts who want real surround without jumping into flagship pricing. It's refined, powerful, and adaptive, a complete 360-degree experience that can stand toe-to-toe with systems twice the cost. If the Q800D is cinematic, the Q930D is immersive. This is where Atmos finally feels alive. Number 2. Samsung HW Q990D Flagship 2025 edition. Now we're stepping into flagship territory, the level where Samsung takes everything it's learned from years of soundbar design and pushes it to the absolute limit. The Samsung HW Q990D 2025 Flagship Edition is the evolution of what's become one of the most decorated home audio lines in the world. And in 2025, it's not just about power, it's about precision, space, and total acoustic control. Design and build at first glance, the Q990D looks refined, not flashy. A matte gunmetal finish with subtle texture, LED indicators that disappear when idle, and slim perforated grills wrapping around the front and sides. But what's under that design is serious hardware. 1.4 channels of true, discrete audio, powered by a redesigned amplifier module that delivers cleaner highs, deeper lows, and faster transient response. The package includes the main bar, a wireless subwoofer, and 2 wireless rear speakers, each with its own up-firing and side-firing drivers. Altogether, you're surrounded by sound from every direction, including height layers that genuinely lift the audio above your head. Sound and Atmos performance. This is where the Q990D separates itself from the competition. The system pushes roughly 656 watts of total power, but it's not brute force that makes it special. It's control. Every driver is individually tuned using Samsung's Q Symphony 3.0 and SpaceFit Sound Pro, creating pinpoint accuracy in imaging and directionality. When paired with a 2025 Samsung TV, Q Symphony integrates the TV's top and side speakers into the Atmos mix, extending the soundstage far beyond the bar itself. Dolby Atmos and DTS X Playback are handled through the latest adaptive rendering engine, which can scale and reposition objects dynamically depending on your room layout. The result? You don't just hear aircraft overhead. You can sense the move across open space with a natural, cinematic arc. Dialogue stays clean and anchored, while bass hits deep and layered rather than overpowering. Technology and smart features. The Q990D packs every modern standard you could want. You get HDMI 2.1 with 4K 120Hz and VRR pass-through, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, Bluetooth LE audio, Wi-Fi 6E, and built-in support for Alexa and Google Assistant. The AI sound engine scans your room in real time, measuring wall reflections, speaker distance, and ceiling height to deliver perfectly balanced surround every single time. Samsung has also improved low-frequency precision through an updated adaptive bass control algorithm. The subwoofer automatically tightens or expands its output, depending on what's playing. During dialogue-heavy shows, it softens. During explosions, it unleashes its full weight. Real-world experience, watching a blockbuster film, or gaming on a next-gen console with a Q990D feels like you've stepped into the center of a 360-degree sound field. You hear reflections, echoes, and micro-detail effects that other soundbars tend to blur. The rear speakers produce height effects that genuinely rise above your ears, while the bar's center channels create that coming from the screen illusion every reviewer talks about. It's cinematic yet effortless. Plug in, run the calibration, and your living room instantly transforms into a private theater. Verdict: the Samsung HW Q990D remains Samsung's definitive Dolby Atmos soundbar for 2025. It's big, bold, and remarkably refined. With its combination of raw power, precise imaging, and AI-tuned acoustics, this system easily outperforms many component-based setups that cost several times more. If you want the most complete home theater experience Samsung has ever built, without running speaker wires across your room, the Q990D is the one to beat. A soundbar that doesn't just play audio, it projects an experience. Number 1. Samsung HW Q995D Ultimate Flagship 2025. And here it is, the crown jewel of Samsung's 2025 lineup, the Samsung HW Q995D, a system built to redefine what's possible from a single soundbar setup. If the Q990D was already setting the benchmark, this model takes everything further. More power, smarter calibration, richer Atmos layering, and deeper control over how sound interacts with your room. Design and build at first glance, the Q995D doesn't scream drastic redesign, but that's part of its brilliance. Samsung kept the same sleek, minimal profile, but rebuilt the internals with a stronger chassis, thicker acoustic dampening, and precision-tuned vents that enhance airflow for better thermal and acoustic stability. The result? Less distortion at high output and cleaner resonance across all frequencies. This soundbar system delivers a 12.1.4 channel configuration, a step up from the Q990D, including a newly engineered dual-center array for pinpoint vocal clarity. It ships with upgraded wireless rear speakers and a reworked subwoofer featuring a long-throw driver and redesigned cabinet to extend low-end reach without bloating the sound. The build quality feels premium, dense, and deliberate, a reflection of Samsung's push to merge studio-grade sound with living room aesthetics. Sound performance: this is where the Q995D fully earns its flagship title. The combination of Q Symphony 3.1, AI Sound Pro Plus, and dynamic spatial expansion creates a listening field that's noticeably wider and taller than previous models. Dolby Atmos and DTS X decoding happen in real time through Samsung's new Audio Sphere processor, which dynamically repositions effects based on both content and listener position. You don't just hear the sound move, you feel it sweep through the space with surgical precision. The top firing channels are more directional now, producing clean, defined height layers that hover rather than scatter. Meanwhile, the side beams expand across a broader angle, blending seamlessly with the rear surrounds. Explosions feel weighty and controlled. Dialogue is clean and cinematic, and orchestral mixes sound almost live. The subwoofer deserves special mention. It's tuned for ultra-low extension, reaching down to about 27 Hz, but it's not just about rumble. It's about texture. You hear the impact of bass notes, not just their presence. For music, that means tight kick drums and rich low-end detail. For movies, it means impact that shakes but never muddies. Technology and features: the Q995D is future-ready across the board. You get HDMI 2.1, 8K pass-through, VRR, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth LE audio, and full support for Alexa, Google Assistant, and SmartThings integration. Samsung's Auto Room Mapping 2.0 now runs its calibration using multiple microphones, one in the bar and two in the rears, measuring reflections and ceiling height to fine-tune spatial imaging in real time. There's also Adaptive Game Sound 2.0, optimized for next-gen consoles, which enhances directional cues without boosting background noise. Ideal for players who want immersion without fatigue. Real-world experience in real-world use. The Q995D feels like a full surround receiver system disguised as a soundbar. It has scale, presence, and finesse. Whether you're watching a high-octane action film or streaming live music, it responds instantly, detailed, crisp, and balanced. The integration between the sub, bar, and rears feels completely seamless. It's the kind of setup that makes you forget you're listening to a soundbar. Verdict: the Samsung HW Q995D Ultimate Flagship 2025 represents the peak of what Samsung can achieve in an all-in-one home theater. It's not just about louder sound. It's about accurate, layered, and intelligently adaptive Atmos performance. If you're looking for a wireless Dolby Atmos experience that blends elegance, brute strength, and pinpoint precision, this is the soundbar to beat in 2025. It's the ultimate expression of Samsung's sound engineering, powerful, effortless, and ready for the next generation of cinematic audio. And that wraps up our deep dive into the top 5 best Samsung soundbars of 2025, from the compact brilliance of the Q700D to the sheer cinematic force of the Q995D. Samsung's 2025 lineup shows one clear thing. They're not just refining features anymore. They're shaping how immersive home audio should feel. Whether you're after a balanced all-rounder or the kind of Atmos performance that rivals a full theater setup, there's a model here built for you. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop a like. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want more honest, data-backed reviews on soundbars, TVs, and next-gen home entertainment, make sure you're subscribed with the bell on so you don't miss what's next. Because in our upcoming episode, we're taking things up a level, exploring Dolby Atmos systems that rival high-end receivers including Nakamichi's 2026 Dragon update and a few surprises you won't want to miss. So stay tuned. This is Interface Craft, where real-world testing meets next-generation sound.